Hello, this is Vet Talk, and I'm your host, Sergeant Gonzalo Duran. Today's honored guest is Veronica Gonzalez, a.k.a. VeroG. Vero, thank you for being here again.
Thank you.
We're always glad to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
This particular show now is dedicated to your new album that's coming out.
Yes.
Can you give us a little information about it?
Of course, definitely. So it's called A Brand New Me, and the album itself, it's supposed to be released actually a couple of days ago, but it is set back. So it will be released definitely for this month coming up, November, as you know. And I will let you guys know the re-release date when it gets out, and I'm just excited. It's just full of a lot of great sounds and different types of emotions behind it.
Now, give us a little backstory about this title, because, I mean, every title and every album is a part of someone's, what they're going through in life normally and the type of music they want out there distributed. So give us a little information on that.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So the album, A Brand New Me, it's more in-depth of me as an artist, the growth, the development. And I think the songs that I decided to put on the album, I wanted people to be gravitated to it. And what I mean by that is the fact that to hear the raw emotions of my pain or happiness, of different emotions and things that I've encountered recently, and I wanted to utilize that in the album, and to show people that, it's not only you going through it, other people are related to the situation and resonate with it as well.
And, I mean, compared to the other albums, I mean, why is this one different?
Oh, man. The other albums were kind of like the baby steps, you could say, to this one album. I think this one is the breakthrough. They call it the breakthrough song. So this was like the breakthrough album. And what I mean by that is like the album that's going to really maybe stand out and possibilities that could come out of it. So I'm looking more forward to see the outcome of this and the feedback. That's my main focus, the feedback. See what people would take out of this. What will they gain from this album? And also at the same time, something could come out of it. And I just want to see, like the butterfly. You know how the butterfly is in a cocoon, the phases until it becomes a beautiful butterfly.
So, speaking about, let's say, a butterfly, let's talk about the backstory so that more people, I know who you are, a lot of our audience know who you are, but for those that may not know, let's speak about a little bit about your background.
Yeah, definitely. It's a long, so.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so pretty much I am an artist, as you know. I am an author, a poet, the list goes on. Different aspects you could say in life I am. And I'm just honored to embrace myself as an artist and everything that I'm doing, and to also help the community. That's really essential what we do. And to let people know that, no matter what you're going through in life, there's so much better out there for you, and pursue as much as you can for your goals and dreams.
So a little bit more about your background. I mean, you're Bronx girl, right? You've moved around, but you've always at heart been a Bronx girl?
Yeah, well, actually, I was born and raised in Lower East Side, but I was living in the Bronx for like 15 years. So I'm a part of both, you could say, a combination of both.
And now you're back in LEC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
With that being said, I mean, I know I'm fortunate to know a lot of the work that you've done in the community over the years. Specifically this month is, what's it called, the DV?
Oh, that was, yes, domestic violence. Yes.
This month is Domestic Violence Month that we're in, and you've been an advocate and activist for the activities. We've held many events and periodicals regarding that situation. Would you like to talk about the work that you've done in the community?
Yes, of
TV
course.
community?
Definitely. I want to say thank you for being a part of that and to embrace that, especially that the crisis we're going through with that. And I have the opportunity to work with you alongside with that in the Bronx. Also, some parts I've done on workshops online, and also work with people with just different things of that nature. And I think domestic violence, to me personally, being a survivor, is very dear to me, because I really want to get this fight and the crisis that we've been having going through for many years. I think it's time that we need to put a butt to it, and somehow get the law more into effect of the resources that they need to put more for the abusers and for the survivors, to give them more instead of a domestic violence shelter that's not really much.
Yeah, and we've hit on different aspects of that.
Yeah.
Not just of the women, but men are victims,
Yes.
children, the elderly. I believe one time we mentioned the animals.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
So those are things that we try to bring awareness to, and this month is particularly one of that month.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything solid planned, but if we can, I'll let you get something in there as well.
I would love
So,
that. Yeah.
now moving on to, you said it very in passing, like, I'm an author, I'm a singer and stuff like that. you're an author with like 30 books or something like that.
Yeah, I don't like to boast. I don't like to boast.
Well, let's boast a little bit since we're on television.
Yeah, I know. I'm just,
Just a little bit.
Okay.
So, I like to think that when somebody accumulates a certain amount of experience and knowledge, and they try to share it with the community. Mm-hmm. And at the end of, I'm trying to get it back to this album that you're going to re-release now.
Yes.
But I want to get, the feedback from all that stuff. So these books that you've authored, some are autobiographies, mm-hmm. some are specific stories. And does any of those books have any accumulation into the album?
Some yes and some no. So with that in mind, I do talk about certain things I went through in the past, about the pain situation. And for example, the song Young Girl, I am a rape victim, and I've been contacted numerous times in the past. And that song is very dear to me. It talks about how I was taken advantage of and realizing, and the song talks about it, but it pretty much, I think that itself is the pain you're going to hear in the song, in the album. And I want people to know don't be ashamed if you went through certain situations in life. It wasn't your fault, but at the same time, learn from it. And I think the best thing is don't play the victim card, but use that to help people that have went through similar situations, because down the line, you don't know who you're inspiring, also getting out of a bad situation. And at the same time, you don't know who you're saving,
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. I know it's a very sensitive topic. But, at Devil Dog and at Vet Talk, we have this hashtag called #EndTheStigma. Last month was Mental Health Month. And what we tried to say when we say end the stigma mm-hmm. is people feeling comfortable with speaking about the trauma, the mental health, or any other situation that encompass that, so that we can feel open to bringing dialogue. Once again, our philosophy, I know we share this, that mm-hmm. if we don't say anything, then we can't start healing, and we can't get others to start opening up as well. We're not saying that we're specifically asking for anything, because, there has to be, some therapeutic, some licensed professional to help, help individuals to come. But where we can is open up. Yeah. And with that being said, the other things that, we've gone through is your music. Mm-hmm. Now, your music changes here and there. Yeah. I remember listening to one song, I'm like, I don't think I could play that at my, local church song, And then another song will be a church song, and I'm like, oh, okay.
This kind of works out.
This works out. And then another one will be, something else. I'm like, okay, interesting. You've done albums and songs with, also legendary artists as well. Like mm-hmm. Cuban Link was one of them, I remember.
Yes, that's
that's one spicy song I can't just blatantly open up to everybody.
No.
But reaching that level and the production on it was great.
Thank you.
If we can switch over a little bit and talk about the music industry itself, I would love that opportunity.
Of course, yeah.
Now, I'm sure you've come across individuals that have been eager to work with you, mm-hmm. and you have worked with individuals that you were eager with. Is there somebody that you would like to reach that you haven't reached yet?
You mean like independently or just worldwide?
Just in general, that's fine.
I am open to anybody right now. I'm not biased. I'm open out to work with any artist that's willing to work with me. As long as there's mutual respect we have for another, and it's timing and just being professional. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, because there are veterans out there, and it's the general public, maybe even a little girl that's watching this, he's saying, well, Miss VeroG, I would love to be a music artist. How would they go? What would you tell them to go?
Oh, wow.
How to get into the industry to begin with?
Okay. Before you even entering the industry, that's first and foremost, I think the main thing is if you have the passion, if you really want to go all the way in, and you have a gift. And I think if you have those three aspects, utilize that and work on your craft, and then just go out there and try. And I would say try showcases. That's one thing. Open mics. Show anything that's gonna give you the opportunity, the spotlight to be heard. That's one situation. Another thing is, you're gonna talk to, if you see label people, A&R, people that see interest in you and they want to have you part of their team, whatever you want to do. But make sure you legally are protected. Make sure you have a great team, management team, of course, what you want to call it, that will make sure you're not being misconstrued. That's the right word we're using today. So, I want to say the other word, but pretty much in that sense. But other than that, as the artist, the creative wise, you could say, write your music. Make sure all your music is original. Make sure you copyright your music. Make sure you're able to have a sound that is your unique sound. Don't sound like everybody, because a lot of times people do that now in the industry. They mimic each other. It's like, oh, you just sound like this artist. No, I want to sound like yourself. That's what makes you stand out the most. That's one tip I would tell you out there watching. Definitely be yourself, because when people see that, they're going to really see that you're different from everybody. That's the difference.
So now you got the musician part, you have the, let's say, the record label part, management part. Now the last thing, one of the things you mentioned earlier was distribution. How does that work?
Yes. I'm still learning as we speak right now in the industry as an independent artist, and I noticed a lot of times there's a lot of distribution platforms. There's some that will give you more what you're paying for, and there's some that really just limits it. So I have now 2 distribution companies that I work with alongside, where I feel like now as an independent artist, I'm able to expand my music more. And right now, I just feel like that's a better chance, because a lot of times you don't want to be stuck with one, and then what if something happens? You're procrastinating. You're not able to expand your music or put it out there more. So I think that's great for distribution. It's really important for a lot of artists out there to learn more, educate yourself more, see there's other options like TuneCore, DistroKid, CD Baby. There's so many platforms. I will always say investigate before you put your money behind that. And if it feels worth it, then go ahead.
Now, so you keep on mentioning the word independent artist. Can you tell the audience a little bit more about that? Yes.
Okay, so there's like 2 types of artists in the music industry. Of course, there's one that's called indie or independent artists, and the other one's called mainstream. So what independent artists is, what they do, the pros behind that is that you're able to be more creative with your music. You're able to have a schedule. You have a team. If you have like people that back you or support you, that's cool. The con side about it is the fact that you don't have an investor if you don't have one. So you're basically cashing out your own money to invest in your projects. That's what independent is. So basically you're not backed by a label, or you're not backed by a team. You're basically on your own out there trying to get any gigs that are, anything that could get you out there pretty much. So mainstream, it's more when you get signed by Sony or Columbia or these record labels on here or anywhere else. And then you are now their artists for their roster, basically. And with that in mind, you're getting the ultimate exposure, getting marketing, getting promotion. You're getting everything they could think of. And they pay basically, it's a whole long story behind the scenes of the business side. But I will tell you this, for artists out there watching with mainstream, they invest in you. They put the money in you and they give you a loan. That's not for you to keep. That's for you to pay back. So a lot of people don't understand when they give you an advancement, that's what it's called. And when they give you, like, let's say $100,000 here, this and that, that's basically for studio time. A lot of people don't understand that. You got to use for that, use it for other things, for hair, makeup, all those things.
Living expenses.
Right, because a lot of people, they buy cars, they buy houses, then they realize, oh, there's taxes. Then they realize there's things called mortgages. They don't realize they misspend their money and they end up being broke.
And if I remember correctly, independent artists pretty much keep a majority of their money that they make?
Yes. So that's the best part about it as being independent artist. You don't have to have the label take money out of your pocket. So being independent, you have more of a creativity, but also when you put the money in, you're getting the money back. So as long as you know how to use the NDC, as they call it, the right way, you're able to get royalties and all that to yourself.
Yeah, but, it doesn't hurt to have a major label behind you as well. So we want to say no to it, maybe, I don't know. If they're out there watching,
I mean, and listen, I'll be great. I'll take it. If this opportunity comes, I'll take it. But it's good to educate yourself on both levels, because then when you go in, you're like, oh, now I know what's about. They're not gonna get on. They're not gonna get over on me, basically. Yeah.
Now, you've performed in a variety of different stages. What recently has been one of the highlights of your career?
Oh my God, the list goes on. Well, one of your events we did, the Veterans, this was years ago. It was like a 4th of July event. I forgot, it was in the Bronx somewhere. And I sang the national anthem.
Okay, yes. We had a veteran spoken words event. And yes, I do remember that day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that my son was there that day too, so that was really special.
And we had people in uniform, veterans, come in, and the communities, and you coming in there, singing the national anthem. Are you saying that the moment was special because of the whole thing that was going on, or because you had the opportunity to sing the national anthem?
I think it was both, because it was honoring the veterans, those who served our country and protect us, and just to give back. That was more the special moment. And my child was there at the time, so it was a little bit of everything, and you guys, of course, so I just wanted to give back and show you guys, thank you for serving our country in that. So
thank you for that. And I've seen firsthand the work that you've done for the veterans and the community. So on behalf of them, I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And since coming into that relationship that we've had over the years, I mean, what besides that particular fondness that you have, is there anything else that you have come across that you enjoyed?
Oh my gosh. I think there's a lot of highlights during the time from the beginning to even now. I think there is a few, and I will say I guess the national anthem as well, for the Staten Island Yankees. They're in Staten Island, the Yankees, Staten Island
Yes,
Yankees.
I remember.
It was another place I performed at.
I mean, well, let's step back a little bit. Because you're singing in a stadium, and there's people there. I mean, that's a whole different.
The nerves. The nerves are real.
I've seen you in a bar type of setting where it's what's it called? You got the DJs, the stage.
Oh, like a venue.
Like venue. Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a party venue. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You have a party venue. I've seen you there. I've seen you do it in kids' functions for back to school programs. I've seen you do it in major stages. A ball game. I'm sorry I missed that. Going that far to Staten Island.
Another time.
If anybody out there wants to help, we may be passing Veterans Day when the show airs, but that doesn't stop you from calling up VeroG to do the national anthem. So if you guys want to give her a stage, please, how would they go about reaching you to do that, make that happen?
Yes. So if you guys want to contact me, my Instagram is @officialVeroG. More or less, I'm more there if anything. There, also my email, which is VeroG2884@yahoo.com, or the website, which is www.verogmusic.com. Yeah.
So now you know that if you need somebody to sing the national anthem or something else, that you can reach her through that. But going back, once again, the venues, now a stadium, and the other ones that we just mentioned, what would be your next venue? I mean, you have something planned up? Give us some dish right now. I'm thinking what I get.
Of course. Actually, tomorrow, big shout out to LDM Radio. I'll be performing there live, actually, in the Bronx, doing a couple of my songs. Not from the album yet, but, just some stuff I performed recently, a while back, but I'll be performing for them at the, it's the Nothing But Woman Power 6, I believe. So that's the event I'm performing at, and I'm open for bookings. So if anybody wants to hire me to perform or anything, just feel free. Yeah.
And then if they wanted to check out your list of songs or albums, how would they go about doing that?
Yes. So they could look up everything's on like all digital platforms. Deezer, Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, all those places. Just type up VeroG and you'll see all my past music and singles and albums in there. You could check it out. So
all of the streaming platforms, all you have to do is type in
VeroG. That's it.
And it'll pop up. So once again, this is something we came across with that I didn't realize until a couple months ago, is if I was looking up a song to put in my Instagram, I could literally just type in VeroG and one of your songs pop up. Well, I think the last one I tried to do was Toxica.
Oh,
and unfortunately, because
toxic, you mean toxic, yeah.
Toxic, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And because
it was very raunchy.
Because of my work that I do, unfortunately, I couldn't use it. I can't use it.
No.
But that's just one example. There are many others that you could use that are more. But that's just my story that came up recently. So just throw that out there.
Well, it's good to know. It's all right.
But there are plenty other songs. There are gospel songs. There are family-friendly songs. So,
right. It's different types of genres. It's not only just,
Yeah, With that being said, there's also other endeavors that you've accomplished, besides the writing, music, activism, and the list still goes on, is modeling. You've been modeling for many years. I know the Big Apple Gazette did a story on you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Which was cool. Where did the modeling come in all that stuff? Are you writing a book and somebody comes in and says, "Hey, would you like to be a model too?" Or you're sitting there singing a song, and next thing you know, let me knock out $30. Those are
No,
these are like
I wish.
Well,
the modeling part actually came out later on, many years ago, and it was going through the domestic violence situation. I had a low self-esteem, and I wanted to go and transform myself to do better things. So during that time, I was still doing the music thing and just getting my name out there. And one day, I think a photographer a friend of mine, he took a picture. He was like, "You're very photogenic," and I was like, "Okay." At the moment, I don't know what that meant, but I said, "That's nice, thank you." So eventually, he was like, "You should really take into consideration to modeling." And I was like, at the time, I'm more for plus size, so I was like, you know what? Why not? Give it a shot. So I done a couple of shows actually in Connecticut.
Whoa, let's not allow it down. Because once again, you're passing a lot of things that you're missing.
Right. It's
Not only
wait a
have
minute.
you done a couple of shows, but you also been featured in New York Fashion Week and stuff like that.
Yes.
So can you please go a little more deeper on that, please?
Of course. So it was through just networking. That's how I came about with that. Networking with other designers and other people in the fashion industry in New York City itself. And I just did a lot of, but they call it auditions. Okay. Did a lot of audition, casting calls, and luckily I was assigned to a few shows, And the New York Fashion Week, how that worked out was that I auditioned for that one, and the guys, big shout out to them, I forgot the name, but big shout out to them by the way, and they loved me. They're out there. So I was like, I showed my work, my thing, they loved it. My comp card, like, okay, we're gonna have you in the show.
You know what would be awesome? If we could do a fashion show
Ooh.
while you're modeling, walking to your own song, to your own book, book signing. Wouldn't that be pretty cool?
That'd be something different. I've never experienced it, but I would love that.
So let's put that out there in the universe. Somebody listening, please, help us put that together. Reach out to us,
Yeah. I'll be multitasking. I don't mind.
Look, a lot of the programs that we're doing has always been beneficial to the community. So if you guys want, feel free to reach out at ceo@devildogusainc.org, and we'd be happy to put something together. Now, we have offices, but they're not big enough to do something like that. But, once again, I would love to have the ability for VeroG to be modeling some kind of fashion clothing to her own song, walking into her book signing. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, something different.
So we could use some help in establishing that. People help us out on that one. Now, if we circle back to everything that you're doing, is there any particular thing that you prefer doing? I mean, the modeling, the singing, the writing. I mean, you have tremendous amount to look. The activism and advocacy work that you're doing. I mean, which was your favorite?
It's too many. I think, but of course, before anything, music.
Music is number one.
Right. Before anything, it's my big thing, and it's always a part of me, no matter what. Yeah.
So now, I don't know how many. I have one of your CDs.
Oh my God! Yes.
But I don't have the collection of VeroG. So that's a hit on me. But maybe I'll work on my CD. I don't really have a CD collection. I just know you are in the small one that I do have right now.
Well, I'm honored. I'll take that. Yeah.
But how many CDs do you have out there? Albums?
Well, so far, CDs, because they cost. That's another issue. I realize a lot of my fans, supporters, they're like, "Oh, we're getting your CDs out." I'm like, they're kind of like a novelty now because now everything's more online. Okay. But there were times when I did able to, put out their CDs and that, and the albums itself, it's all for now online. So far, I have over, I think, 5 or 6 albums, but the 6th album that was coming out soon, that'll be by November. So just be patient, be patient.
By the time this airs, you'll be able to purchase it. And how would they be able to purchase it?
Yes. So the album is called Brand New Me, and it'll be coming out by November-ish or so, and it'll be available on all platforms. Deezer, Pandora, Apple Music, iTunes, I think Spotify, is all over the place. So.
Now, how long until the album comes out could I use one of those songs in my Instagram story?
You could. I mean, if you want to use it, it's already in the process of copyright, so it's good to go. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do it right now. I have to wait for the
No,
album to
I
be
mean
released,
after,
right?
yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
once the album's released, let's say by
Yeah.
December, I should be able to
Yeah.
use it on my Instagram. I'm just letting you guys know that you can do that. Go to VeroG, do an Instagram story or a Facebook
God.
story, and then use one of the songs.
Yeah.
If it's family friendly, don't use toxic.
Just make
okay?
sure, yeah, that one's like,
That
no,
one,
that's for like
definitely.
late night club stuff, Yeah.
So besides that, is there anything else you want to share with the audience, whether it's something that you might be working on now or in the future?
Yes, definitely. So, you guys got an exclusive. Nobody knows about this yet.
Here we go.
Yes. He's like, wait, what? So as we speak, the Energy album, which was supposed to be on this year, the 5th album, it's the 5th EP album, it will be pushed back to next year, 2025. And also I'm working on, as we speak, slowly working on the 7th and 8th album. So yeah, I'm working.
You see what I mean? You see what? I'm working on an album. It's releasing next month, but I got 3 more on the line.
No, actually, the titles, you're the first to know on the show.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I
You're
appreciate
welcome. Not a problem. The 7th one is called My Anxiety. And the 8th one is called, oh God, I forgot it.
Is it the name of the song?
No.
Almost I forgot it.
No. I'm done. No, oh gosh. It's not, it's okay. The 8th one, I just ran it somewhere. But if anything, I'll tell you guys.
Thank you so much. I mean,
You're welcome,
look,
man.
by the time that comes out, I'm sure we'll be able to have you another show.
Trust me, yeah.
And bring it out. And then by then, hopefully, we'll have it as a streaming in the back while
That'd
we're
be
doing
great.
something.
Yeah.
But
Appreciate
besides that, when you come through your release, is there anything else that you want to share with the community?
Yes. Okay. So prior to that, we are doing community work. We are working on we did the last year. You was a part of it. The first annual toy drive, and we want to do this next year. Well, this year actually. My bad.
Okay.
2nd annual toy drive in our community. So, I'm definitely excited to get that ball rolling, and I would love for you to be a part of it if possible, and to help out the community, give the kids toys, and we're looking at doing the 2nd annual VeroG Awards.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that's a process, but we're trying to plan it by December or so, and we'll keep you guys posted as well and let you know when we get the ball rolling. You're welcome.
And we'd be happy to share that with the community as
Yes.
well when it comes out.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, besides that, I'd like to say thank you everyone for joining us. Vet Talk is another season, and we only have to thank. And I want to say special thank you to our executive producer, J Empire Media and VeroG Production. Shout out.
Hey.
And as always, God bless America.
Awesome. Hey.